And we back. And we back. We've been back, yo. Coming to you live
I'm not ready for this review.
and direct from 401. It's your boy Truth.
It's your boy Eazy.
And by the fans' demand,
we
will be reviewing J. Cole's
For Your Eyez Only. Okay, so before we get onto this, I think it's important we go over our background and our history with J. Cole. Are we fans? I think it's no secret. Yes, we are huge fans of Jermaine
Cole.
Mr.
Nice Watch.
J. Cole himself. 2014 Forest Hills Drive was a slapper.
It was a classic.
I loved that album. That is just what J. Cole needed to drop, in my opinion.
Yes.
Showed a lot of improvement. I loved that album.
It did
so
not
much.
put you to sleep, you know?
It did not put you to sleep.
It did not.
It just had a lot of excitement in it, and I don't know, I felt like J. Cole was like hella hungry with that.
It took you on an adventure.
Yeah, man. I really vibed with that album, but of course, we're just huge J. Cole fans in general. Even like with Born Sinner, there were still tracks on there that I loved, despite the fact that I don't think that was a really great album. And of course, his debut album, again, had some tracks on there. I didn't even think it was a great album. His mixtapes, however, I'm a huge fan of. His mixtapes are fire as fuck, and he'll have singles every now and then. Like, one of my favorite things J. Cole has ever done was his performance of Be Free on Letterman. So much power in that. Right after, you know, a lot of the Black Lives Matter shit was reaching its height, when that shit started climbing, he made that song and you just feel the pain, you know what I'm saying? J. Cole is very passionate, very down to earth, very he cares, you know what I'm saying?
He does.
And you see that a lot in his music and him as a person in interviews and stuff like that. You know, he was out there in Ferguson, you know what I mean? Dope guy. Honestly, I'm very happy, regardless of how I might feel about any songs or any albums, I'm very happy that this dude is one of the faces of hip hop, because he is such a good role model. And if my kid was growing up in today's age, I would be so happy and thankful for J. Cole for doing what he does and pushing out his message to the youth. I think it's really dope.
He's a very humble guy, you know, reaching out to the community and actually preaching to the people, you know. As for me, when J. Cole first started out, I actually wasn't a fan of him because there was a lot of comparisons to Drake, and at the time I was huge on Drake, you know, so I didn't want anyone comparing Drake to any other rapper. But then I started listening to some J. Cole, like Blow Up. That was probably like one of the first songs I heard, and then Who That, and I'm like, okay, J. Cole got potential. Then I listened to his first album, and then that's when I started to become a big fan with Dial in a Dream Part 3. Like, that song actually had me in tears.
That's a dope song.
That had me in tears, and if a rapper puts me in tears, just know that it's some real shit, you know. And then with 2014 Forest Hills Drive, that's a classic. That definitely boosted his career. That was one of his, probably his greatest album to date.
Yeah, I think so.
And now he surprisingly dropped a new album after going MIA for a couple years.
The last thing we heard of him was on that DJ Khaled song. He's like, and now I play with thoughts of retirement.
Yeah, we all thought he was gonna retire. And then prior to the album release, he actually dropped 2 singles. Everybody Dies and False Prophets, where he's actually taking shots at supposedly Drake, Kanye, Wale, and then on Everybody Dies, he's taking shots at the new school rappers.
Yeah.
So after those 2 singles, he drops this project, For Your Eyez Only.
After those 2 singles, I was just like, all right, this man better prove, because like, I'm not even like apologetic about it.
He needs to back it up.
I am a Kanye West stan, and he was making bold claims saying, like, I get the mental health or whatever like that. Like, yeah, obviously Kanye is very troubled right now. But what he went for and attacked was also the quality of music, which I personally don't agree with. So when he made that claim, I was expecting For Your Eyez Only to floor me. And For Your Eyez Only, it breaks my heart to say, I don't like this album at all.
Me initially, I liked the album, but after time, honestly, I stopped listening to it because overall, I was quite disappointed in it.
My main problem with this album is the lack of versatility. It's
half-assed.
How safe it sounds.
It's half-assed and it's boring.
It's really boring. Like, there's no excitement in the instrumentation. Like, you had stuff on 2014 Forest Hills Drive that had that mellow vibe and everything, but the instrumentation was still like dope. It was still there. It was grooving. It was, you know, carrying you along. And I get he's telling a story here, but there's no reason why you can't tell a story and still make good music. Again, the bar has been set by Kendrick Lamar. To Pimp a Butterfly, Good Kid, Mad City. He's telling stories without putting me to sleep. This album to me is boring. It is incredibly boring, and I can't sit through this album and listen to it. And the thing is, right before we started recording this, I'm like, you know what? One last try. I'm going to listen to this album again. And when I was going through looking at snippets of songs and stuff, trying to pick my top and bottom, I noticed that like I would be listening to a song, I'm like, oh shit, this is really good. But then the song continues and I'm like, all right, I'm bored of this. Because like I think the songs have very interesting ideas, and I don't think they're bad concepts, but it's too repetitive and it goes on for far too long, and that really drags the album down. And for me, I can't ride out to any of this. I can't listen to any of this. And I get it. It's supposed to be, you know, a story. And I respect the message of the album. I think it's a dope message. I think it's a dope story. But story is not everything. You got to have everything around it to back it up. Like if you have a movie, for example, and the story is amazing, but you have bad acting, bad casting, bad camera lighting, bad sound design, the movie becomes bad at that point. And for me, For Your Eyez Only is one of the biggest disappointments, and it breaks my heart because I remember fighting people online because they were all trash talking J. Cole when 2014 dropped.
A lot of people
they were saying boring, trash, who is this? I'm just like, bro, this album is actually really dope. If you guys actually give it a chance to sit down and listen to it. I can't defend this one, man.
So yeah, it's kind of hard for us to back up J. Cole with this album. We really wanted him to prove to these people, especially since he was taking shots at a few rappers, and he honestly fell short. And I understand this is a conceptual album. It's supposed to be a great storytelling experience, but it was boring. It was really boring. And let's just go to the top and the bottom. How do you want to start this off?
I really
want to talk about the bottom first.
I do, because I like J. Cole and I want to end this
on a positive
note. I don't want to
keep bashing him, you know.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So let's kick it off with the bottom.
All right, bottom tracks. I'm gonna go with Ville Mentality. I tried my best to give the song a chance, but every single time, like, my eyes was just getting heavier and heavier, you know, like, it's putting me to sleep, and I'm just like, this is so boring.
My question is, who told this man he could try to hit falsetto notes in my ears, bro?
I don't know, but like, he just needs to stop singing.
I don't know about that.
There's some songs that he actually shines.
I like Apparently.
And so do I. That was one of my top songs on that album, but like, on some tracks, he just can't perfect it. It just does not work, you know. And that song is really boring. She's Mine Part 1 and 2. Let me just put them together, you know, because that is just flat out boring. When I first heard it, it kind of reminded me of like a Chance the Rapper. I want to say Chance the Rapper is boring and all, but when Chance the Rapper, he spits, I feel like he's like talking to you in his songs, you know. So that's how I pictured when I was listening to She's Mine Part 1 and 2. And my last track, I gotta go with Folding Clothes, because that is like the corniest song ever. I totally forgot. I was supposed to bring like a shirt with me so I could fold clothes with Eazy, you know. But
yo,
the production was pretty good, but his lines was just so corny. It was awful.
This is crazy. We have the same exact bottom three: Ville Mentality, She's Mine, and Folding Clothes. Like, Folding Clothes, the thing about it is, like, that was the best beat on the album. I remember playing this. I'm like, fucking finally.
Why'd you kill it?
I'm like, finally, this man is giving me some excitement in this album that I needed. And then it's just like, I want to fold clothes. I'm like,
I want to make you feel good.
Like, I'm not trying to fold clothes. And even if I was, I don't want to bump a song about folding clothes.
I ain't trying to watch Netflix with you.
Oh, that was almond milk. Corny. Oh, the Netflix and almond milk line. Oh my God, I wanted to shoot myself.
Click, 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 click.
I was shocked. I'm like, Jermaine, really? I was like,
Kevin Hart voice.
Oh my God, I could not believe he did that. Oh my Lord. I just can't believe you came and talked and trash talked other artists when they try to innovate and they try new things, and you did this, man. Not a good look. Anyway,
highly disappointed.
Let's bring it up. I'll go first.
On a positive note,
my top 3, talking about his singing. I think one of the best tracks on here is For Whom the Bell Tolls. I like that song. When that started off, I was like, okay.
I see the rain pouring down. I love that.
Even because I liked Intro a lot too from 2014.
Oh, I love that. That was my top too.
Yeah. Do you wanna be happy? I like that. So I like that he did that same kind of intro style here, and I was looking excited. I was like, okay, this is dope.
See, he has moments where he can sing okay, but other songs he just falls flat.
And my next top was Immortal. Now, when I first listened to it, I was just like, what's this? But going back, I wouldn't say necessarily I like the song or I bump it, but in context of the album, it is one of the better songs on there, in my opinion.
It's the most aggressive song on the album.
I liked that. And then, of course, the last track, For Your Eyez, is my final top 3 because he's wrapping up the story, he's explaining everything, and it leaves you very, I would imagine if you liked this album, it would leave you feeling very satisfied because it's a satisfying conclusion to everything. So For Your Eyez, and I think it's just a pretty dope track. The first time I was listening to this album, I was going through and I was so bored out of my fucking mind. I just wanted it to stop. I did not want to listen to this album anymore. And then I saw For Your Eyez Only, and I started playing it, and it was going on. I think I was like a minute and 30 in, and I was like, how long is this song? It was like 7 minutes or some shit. I was like, I can't. No, I'm just done.
You gotta be knocked out by the 30-second mark.
Yeah, but
he picked it up.
Yeah,
it was a good storytelling song. Good closure to the album. I actually have the same top 3.
Really?
From Whom the Bells Toll, fucking For Your Eyez Only, and Immortal. I would definitely add Neighbors to it too.
I
would add Neighbors to it because when I was listening to this album, I would go to Neighbors as one of my go-to tracks when I was out and about. But yeah, I would go with those 3 tracks.
Anyway, we hope you guys don't crucify us in the comments. We know you guys have been wanting this review, so don't kill us or anything, but let us know what you guys thought of the album down below. Did you guys like it a lot more than us? Are you with us on this? Depends, you know what I'm saying? Let us know in the comments. And yeah, you can follow us on all of our social media. Links are in the description. Everything for me is just YC Flow Eazy. Hit up the young Google search and you'll find me. But yeah, that was J. Cole's For Your Eyez Only. Peace out, everyone.